जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील
जय
प्रभुपाद।
जय गुरुदेव 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 गुरुदेव।
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव
श्रील गुरुदेव।
गुरुदेव गुरुदेव।
गौर हरि बोल।
जय जगन्नाथ बल्ले समुद्र महारानी की जय हो।
जय हो
गौर निताई की जय हो।
जय हो
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हो।
जय हो
गुरु महाराज की, श्रीपद
जय हो
महाराज की जय हो। ऑल द assembled वैष्णवास की जय हो।
जय हो
ऑल द महाराजास की जय हो।
जय हो
हरे कृष्ण।
जय हो।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते
ओम नमो
वासुदेवाय।
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव
देवीं
नरोत्तमं
सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं
ततो
सरस्वतीं व्यासं
जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं
नष्टप्रायेषु
भागवत
अभद्रेषु
सेवया
नित्यं भागवत
भगवते
सेवया
उत्तमश्लोके
भगवती उत्तम
भक्तिर्भवति
श्लोके
नैष्ठिकी।
नैष्ठिकी।
जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। So, reading from Canto 6, chapter 16, and chapter 16 and text number 33. Okay, so chapter is King Chitraketu meets the Lord. ततः समाधाय मनोमनीषया
ततः समाधाय मनोमनीषया
बभाषा एतत् प्रतिलब्धवाग् असौ
बभाष एतत्
नियम्या
प्रतिलब्धवागसौ
सर्वेन्द्रिया बाह्यावर्तनम्
नियम्य सर्वेन्द्रियबाह्यवर्तनम्
जगद्गुरुं सात्वता शास्त्रविग्रमः
जगद्गुरुं सात्वत
ततः
शास्त्रविग्रहम्
समाधाय मनोमनीषाय
ततः समाधाय
बभाषा एतात्
मनोमनीषया
प्रतिलब्धवागसौ
बभाष
नियम्य
एतत्
सर्वेन्द्रिया बाह्यावर्तनम् जगद्गुरुं सात्वता शास्त्रविग्रहम् Translation and purport with divine grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thereafter, by controlling his mind with his intelligence and thus restricting his senses from external engagements, he recovered suitable words. So, controlling his mind with intelligence and thus restricting his senses from external engagements, he recovered suitable words with which to express his feelings. Thus he began offering prayers to the Lord, who is the personification of the Holy Scriptures. The Satvata Samhitas, like the Brahm Samhitas and the Narad Pancharatra, and who is the spiritual master of all. Thus he began offering prayers to the Lord, who is personification of the Holy Scriptures and who is the spiritual master of all. Jagat Gurum Satvata Shastram Vigraham. He offered his prayers as follows. Purport. One cannot offer prayers to the Lord with mundane words. One must become spiritually advanced by controlling the mind and senses. Then he can find suitable words to offer in prayers to the Lord. Then he can find suitable words to offer in prayers to the Lord. Quoting the following words from Padma Puran, Srila Sanatana Goswami forbids us to sing any song not sung by authorized devotees. Avaishnava Mukhodirgiranam Putam Hari Kathamritam. Avaishnava Mukhodirgiranam Putam Hari Kathamritam. Hari Kathamritam. Shravanam na eva. Shravanam na eva. Kartavyam. Sarvpochishtam Yatha Paya. Sarvpochishtam Yatha Paya. The words or songs of a person not fixed in Vaishnava behavior, not strictly following the rules and regulations, and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra should not be accepted by pure devotees. The words Satvata Shastra Vigraham, Jagadguru Satvata Shastra Vigraham indicate that the Sachidanand body of the Lord can never be accepted to be made up of Maya. Devotees do not offer prayers to the Lord in an imaginary form. The existence of the Lord's form is supported by all Vedic literatures. The existence of the Lord's form is supported by all Vedic literature. Hmm. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuvamlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Sarupa Damodar Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati De Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashada Desha Tarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gansha Shri Bhagavatam. So, in this, our Chitraketu ji uh, is having uh, he is meeting the Lord, meeting the Ananta Sheshti, Dev. So, yeah, it is described in this chapter how he meets by the mercy of his spiritual master, Srila Narad Muni. Um, he gets the instruction, direction to follow, and then he follows strictly, and then the result is coming. So, depending on our guna and karma, uh, different people may take different time to get the result, but the result is sure because the process is perfect, the parampara is perfect, the scriptures are, the Bhagavad is perfect. So one should not become impatient or depressed or morose in his devotional journey. Uh, and Lord is very perfect. He will give perfect things at the perfect time when you really are ready or you need it. He knows more us than we know ourselves actually. So, Chitraketu Maharaj, Chitraketu ji is by instruction of his spiritual master, he is following. He follows and then he is now today, these few verses we are seeing the results. So, by seeing the results, one may get tempted that I will also get quickly. So, one should have to have patience uh, and obedience because these personalities here described in Bhagavatam, they are not very ordinary or not even they are not even extraordinary people. They are extraordinary people actually. They are not normal people. And we are not even normal people. We are below normal people. So, uh, if one reads divine and demonic nature, the chapter in Bhagavad Gita, one will understand where we stand. So, one should have be patient. We should not expect that like that, like he is getting immediately, I can also get. But the result is guaranteed because the process is same. This is same Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. Narad Muni spiritual master is actually Brahmaji, and Brahmaji is also our spiritual master, our originator of our parampara. The same message is flowing down the line, same instructions, same guidance, and same results will come, which Brahmaji had himself, the darshan, the result. Similarly, every sadhaka, every obedient son of his father in this parampara will get the same result. Means same result means he'll able to verify himself and connect to the Lord uh, slowly and slowly. But then on the journey, one has to be very patient and obedient, and one should be very practical. This practical means one should know what is my current situation, not imagining in the air. So that is why I said earlier also sometime, foundations has to be very strong in Krishna consciousness. Mostly time takes to make proper foundation, and foundation means minimum this all this controlling of the mind and senses. So unless the foundation is strong, it may take some time to build a proper foundation. But then once the foundation is strong, then there other things will follow. So similarly, uh, one has to be little patient, practical. Practical in a sense means what is my current situation today? Where my mind goes out of 24 hours, 20, where my mind goes, where I am stand today, where I stand today. So one has to be practical, grounded in practice, and where I am interested, what my talents are, all those practical aspects. So that means I have to engage in from there. I have to start from there. You cannot start sitting in Bombay. You cannot take a flight from Delhi. You have to take flight from Bombay only, right? So where you are grounded, one has to start from there. So that is meaning of practical. And then, so one has to see where my mind and what my attachments are, where my impurities are, what my thought process, what my consciousness is, all those. So that is a practical state of heart of my current situation. So one has to start from there. So not imagining ourselves to be on a very high platform of like the big personality is being talked about in Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita or P.S. Acharyas. But we can take inspiration. We can take that as a goal. We can enthuse ourselves uh, to move on this journey from all these narrations, from all these pastimes. And then, one is practical. There is starting point, and then another is the patience. So on the journey, when you do after 1 2 years 3 years, oh, I'm not getting anything, I've done so much, but nothing is coming. So like this, so that's why patience is required, because though we can see physically the person, but his background of life from many hundreds of life, that is invisible to the gross eye. All this background has to be cleaned up, and it takes time. So that is why patience is required. Technically, there are many words, anartha and all those. So basic idea is this, that all those background, the misconceptions, the misinterests, mislikings, all those, all those things has to be removed. So it will take time because it's not a thing we are here for a long time. So there is a long and strong, very strong bonding with this matter, very strong bonding from gross to subtle to subtle to subtle. So like that, and then patience and then obedience. Even if you are very practical and if you have a patience, but if you are not moving as per the direction given, if you are not obedient, you are doing whatever you like, still result will not come. So one has to be very obedient to his guru. Like Chitraketu Maharaj is very obedient to Narad Muni. What he said, he did. But he is a very exalted personality, so result comes out very quickly. And also, uh, uh, so that will depend on the person too. Like Dhruv Maharaj also had very quickly. So, so these are some of the things one should be very careful uh, while leading these narrations. We have to have inspiration, as at the same time we should be grounded in our current situation and proceed from there, and then everything will follow. Guarantee that it will be followed, because that is the goal of the whole process. Otherwise, why this process is there, our devotion journey? The result will certainly come if the person is obedient and sincerely following and all these things, then it will come. So it is said here. So these things, these feelings are deeper things, inner things, and very personal things. Uh, so that part one has to personally experience. They are not something too much to talk about. These are experience things, things of experience. Of course, a lot of things have been described analytically by many of our acharyas of these inner feelings. Uh, like Rupa Goswami describes so much, uh, and then uh, one has to experience these things. So uh, that is better. So proceeding the journey, and then those feelings will naturally come. Otherwise, one if we expect now, then it will be difficult. It will not be very sustainable. After 5 minutes, our mind will be somewhere else. So here the prayers. So these prayers are very important also. Prayers. This prayerful in science also. Vashipal Maharaj had a interview with a Nobel laureate, McDermid. He had this. There was discussion. This is in there in the Jigyasa, I think, volume 1. Maybe. So there is a discussion on prayers. So this McDermid, he was in Pennsylvania somewhere. So he was mentioning about the prayers that earlier he did not used to believe on all these things, but later he found out, and there are also a lot of medical research papers on all these prayers nowadays, because in medicine field of health and all this, now they realize that this plays an important role. So there is a mention is there about the prayers, and then he mentions that there was a meeting of 21 Nobel laureates, 21 something, about the prayers. He mentioned this somewhere in Italy. He went there, scientifically understanding the role of prayers. So this prayerful mood, which is being given by our acharyas, is a is a it forms the core of our journey, devotional journey. So our Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, very beautifully they have given us all these songs, all these prayers. So by singing those, uh, one can develop this mood, internal mood, progress. Uh, so doing our sevas, activities, and at the same time singing these things, uh, that plays an important role. So also the kind of prayers also is important. So which prayers we should pray? Prayer is actually a outer word. The inner prayer means prayer is the inner meaning of prayer is more like a crying, internal crying. So like the songs of our acharyas. So what kind of prayers is important? Like here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning uh, Sanatan Goswami quoting from Padma Purana. So it is important that we stick to the prayers by our previous acharyas. It has a lot of meaning and it is very important. Why it is so? One is that we are not pure. We are very small and very impure and very ordinary. So to follow pure personalities, uh, right? Uh, it is a process of devotional journey. So all our previous acharyas are very exalted. So the prayers they have given, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the songs, Gautam Das Thakur song, all these prayers are very exalted prayers. Just by singing, one will feel transportation of his heart to other realm. So, so these are so this is important one. That is one. Second is also uh, the mood of the previous acharyas, the mood of whose prayer you are singing. This also slowly helps to revive our mood. So if the prayer is by exalted personalities from our acharyas, then the same kind of things will slowly revive in us. If we repeat others, of course, from nothing, something is better, but best is to follow the previous acharyas, songs and prayers. And one will find that there is different varieties of prayers in our society today. In society means our human society. But then prayers range from very simple to the very deep, and they actually range from the uh, basically the depth of the heart of the praying person. So the more the person is deep and heart is very close to the Lord, the more the prayers will also come out very unimaginable. So and since all our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas are some of the close associates of the Lord. So the prayers is also unimaginably is very different. So it means uncomparable. So so when we sing these songs, when we sing these prayers, one can see uh, the immediately the effect. Uh, so that is why it is said that that is why it is said that one should follow this is, in the verse is Bhagavatam, this Padma Puran. Avaishnav Mukhod, this is Shravanam Naeva. So this Avaishnav, this is minimum than one, and then if one can follow his previous acharya of the parampara, that is the best. So uh, so that is the idea, and here our Chitraketu Maharaj is as per the orders of his spiritual master, he got, and now he's offering prayers to the Lord. He's meeting. Uh, Same thing can follow to all of us if we are obedient, if we are patient, and we are practical. Uh, then things will follow. Prabhupada is explaining here about the Vigraham, the form, the Shastra Vigraham, the form, of course, the Vigraha, when we say Vigraha is a form. So those things naturally get revealed on the journey as one progresses. So we will stop here. Will not go too much because our health limitations are there. If there are any additions, comments, questions, please share. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा महाराज जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा महाराज जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna, Dalu Pranam.
Our Ritvik is having a question. Ritvik ji, please.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
You can hear my reply now?
Hare Krishna.
Okay, yeah, please.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Can you suggest few prayers by Narottam Das Thakur ji so that we can recite them? Hare Krishna. Can
Yeah,
you
hearing you, yeah. Yeah, we are hearing you.
Yeah, so the question is, can you suggest any of the prayers by Narottam Das Thakur ji?
Oh, acha. All his prayers. There's a book by Narottam Das Thakur called Prarthana. And also there's a book by Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Sharanagati. So all the prayers are wonderful, and one can keep on singing different prayers internally. And externally, we have already a system like in the morning, our acharyas are given. Morning we sing Sansada Vanal, and then so these are there to be done. And then internally, and whenever there is time, and whenever we can get tuned with them. So like normal people, they keep on singing the film songs. The gungunana कहते हैं ना gungunana. Oh, like this they sing. So similarly, devotees can be absorbed in these kind of singings of the previous acharya. And there are so many songs. So because there are so many varieties, one can sing one and then can sing another, and then he will always feel refreshed. And then is disconnected from this matter and connected to the other realm. These are very powerful. Ordinary, very small things, but very, very powerful. Okay?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Okay. Thank you.
Rishi?
Yes, thank you, Ritvik ji, for the question.
By Narottam Das Thakur only. Okay.
Yes, we can take one more question. If anyone is having a question, please raise the hand.
Song by Narottam Das Thakur, right? Hari Hari Bipale Janam Ganai. Is also good. So, more or less, it is beautiful because more or less Bipal Janam Gavain. Means we are kind of wasting because attraction to the matter is so strong. Even after hearing, understanding, we are doing same thing. That is why he is singing for us. Hari Hari Bipale Janam Ganai. Manusya Janam Paya, Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya, Janiya Shunya Vishakhain. Knowingly, I am eating poison. Every day hearing Bhagavatam, meeting devotees, chanting, but still continuing same thing. That is called knowingly eating. So these are very beautiful songs that will remind us our situation. And once you understand that I am helpless, then the prayer will come out more strong. Like a child, when he is very helpless, he cannot walk. You see, the small child, newborn child, you have seen 6 months or 2 months, and he cannot do anything. He can just put his hand like this and or put his legs like this. He can just cry. He cannot do anything actually. He cannot even eat if he wants to eat. He's hungry. He can more than he cannot do anything other than just cry. So like that, when one realizes his helpless situation, then prayers comes out more cryful. As long as one is very, very means on a strong conception that I can do it, I can manage, I can organize this kind of things. Helpless, so that will block the deeper cry. Helplessness is there, then more it will come out more, and more output will come out. So, of course, that does not mean the external showing and all those things. These are very, internal. They have given us a unimaginable gold mine.
Yes, Maharaji, maybe we can conclude for the day.
Our Maharajis don't want to say something. Govind Maharaj, or
Yeah.
you want to say? You can.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, Govind Maharaj, they can say some few minutes, huh, Maharaj? They are, that way it is 2-3 minutes more, maybe.
Maharaj, very, very to the point and very inspiring. You are speaking from your heart with your conviction. That's very touching. And our Prabhu has asked the question about the prayers by Narottam Das Thakur, and here you are the best. Yeah, it's a sense of humility and incapacitatedness so that we can beg the shelter of Sri Guru all the times. Because what we are looking is his property. कृष्णा से तुम्हारा तुम्हें दिते पारे आमरा शकति नाही आमी तो कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली धाई तब पाछे पाछे. Like that. So thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaji.
Okay.
Shall we conclude?
Yeah, okay. Jai Gantashya Bhagavatam ki jai ho. Yadu Maharaj ki jai ho. All the devotees.
Jai. Jai. His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Rajan Kumar Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you one and all for joining. See you all in tomorrow's class. Hare Krishna.